I'm Bleeding Critic. Welcome to Scary Stories UK. Death of a crab. She was an old, despicable crab. A worthless mother who should have been barren. Her neglected son will continue to live a lonely, fearful life because of the years of being manipulated to become the crab's carer. The crab's pale-faced, absent husband is just a face drawn on a balloon, an empty shell of a man, hiding in his bubble, playing with the broken engines of old cars and motorbikes. Now the crab was known in the market town for looking like a tramp, walking slowly because her legs struggled to cope with the load. The community would notice her walking sideways like a crab to get through narrow shop door frames. Somebody told me they were talking to a market trader once, and they actually smelt the crab before they saw her. That's how unhygienic she was. Rewinding time when the crab's son was a tiny baby, she'd leave it alone out of sight in the back seat in a cold old car while she attended to horses at the local stables. She got away with that. You see, social services would knock on her door to talk about her son's well-being, her son who it neglected. But oh, she was a clever crab. She manipulated the system. She managed to never let social services in her home. They could never catch her. She knew how to beat the system. Rewinding time even further, when the crab's brother announced his wife was pregnant, the jealous crab craved attention from its father, so it suddenly became pregnant as well, just to impress Daddy. Here's the thing, before it got pregnant, it actually told people it wanted to leave its husband. Anything to please Daddy. Like I said earlier, she should have been barren, not able to have a kid. The crab had fake Facebook friends. The crab would moan and bitch about people and the wrongs of her tiny world. Her fake friends would reassure her with their online kind words of support and agreement. They didn't know that she was a real crab. They didn't know that she could convince and manipulate them into believing it's daytime when it's pitch dark night outside. If they knew what she really was, then they would instantly block her. Some of them would probably seek therapy. Then one day, one of her online friends encouraged her how to curse. This stranger encouraged her to cast a spell. To cast a spell on someone she referred to as a vile scrote, a worthless, obnoxious individual. This is where she crossed the line. She put a curse on someone good, a kind, caring person who happened to be one of my fans. I love all my loyal fans. I care about them, so I had to intervene. I had to help out, become the horror vigilante for one of my fans, didn't I? With me doing the right thing to pay the crab a visit, this welcome member of my horror audience would not be implicated. I initially advised my fan to get a magic mirror, which reflected the curse back to the crab. I never told my fan what I was going to do, but they'll find out. They'll know now as they're watching this video. I managed to locate the crab's home and I paid him a visit. I remember the eyesore on arrival. The motorcycle parts left forever in the front yard, and I felt so sorry for the neighbours. But the state of the home inside was beyond disgusting. Unclean, foul smelling and a hive for germs and cockroaches. And I can't talk about the kitchen because it'll make you vomit. I went upstairs and first went into the son's bedroom. The son, who is in his 20s, was out. His room was full of broken dolls, toys and teddy bears and litter. Plastic cups, crisp packets, used tissues and filthy clothes. And he had a tiny bare mattress caked in dust and mud. The bedroom window, painted shut, never opened. That smell made me retch. At the time I was nosing around, the crab was in its bed. You see, it slept for most of the day, its body too large due to a diet of oven-ready meals and cream cakes. Now here's a stark contrast. My fan told me the crab's sister was gorgeous. I saw a photograph of her. I knew the crab was jealous of its pretty sister and loyal husband. But getting back on track now on that day of my good deed, I noticed in the disgusting upstairs bathroom there was a baby's plastic toilet covered in dust. It was last used over 20 years ago, just left there. I started running the hot tap in the unwashed bath. After preparing a full hot bath, I managed to scare the giant crab out of its sunken, broken bed, herding it into the bathroom. Just before I boiled the crab, I told it that its father said on his deathbed that she was a waste of space. I followed that up with a bash to the back of its head, and it fell heavy into the scalding water. I boiled the crab in its own bath and stopped its squealing by caving its skull in with a Suzuki motorbike handlebar that was waiting ready for me on the floor. I left the murder scene without leaving any clues. I left without regret, and I left with a big smile on my face. Dead crab. Be careful though, there's one in every town. And for the fan that's watching, shh, I did it all just for you.